Weird.
We can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time. Hi, everybody.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
你好中国比较希腊，我爱更尊重中。Shield up. There's nothing sacred.
Now wait a Alson, help me up onto his casket so I can dance on it.
I don't care.
But how did you ever find us?
Oh, easy. We just read the screenplay you left us.
And Hispanic people, too.
Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God!
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
I'll help you. Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic. And you have to point it all out.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Huh? Zappuccino.
All right, it is Thursday night in Tooney Town, and that can only mean one thing. It is time for my favorite night of the week, folks, because it is time for Tooney Talk TV. Folks, my name is Marvin, and I am the monster. I'm the movie monster, and welcome back to another week of exciting pop culture discussion and just, casual conversation. Let's be real. This is what it's degenerated into, but we love it anyway, guys. We love talking to you. We love being here with you, and without any further ado, let's bring out the crew because I can't do this by myself.
Titans, go!
What up, T?
Hi. I didn't think I'd be first. Yay.
This is kind of the way we've landed now. Like, you do typically,
Yeah.
it's a good thing that I brought you out first because Kevin just vanished.
Did he really?
Yes.
See,
I don't know. Maybe he was angry that I brought you out first, but
he's just like, I'm out. Goodbye.
that's it. I can't take this disrespect anymore. But how you doing? What's going on?
Oh, okay. I'm me. It's I am how I am.
My favorite thing about you is how you are.
Thank you. It's very general, but I'll take it. Thank you.
Well, it's the best I got tonight. It's been a long day. Martin Stone in the house.
Howdy, I beat Kevin tonight. Wow.
Right?
Well, he was
disappeared.
He was coming out second, and then he disappeared.
Just poof.
Oh my goodness. Martin, how you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing for you that news isn't breaking constantly, right?
Right. Yeah, I know, because it's not like I have two websites now to handle. But yeah, what anything new with you this week?
No, not really. Just concentrating on doing some writing, doing some reading, trying to enjoy life.
Martin's pulling a Trish. He's got nothing for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nolan, tell me you got something going on.
Don't.
Oh, absolutely. Bro got it going on. No, I actually just got done working on like
Hold on,
three
wait,
gameplay
stop,
videos.
Stop. What did you just do with your hand?
Bro got it going on.
All in? Were you like, all right?
Oh, Nolan.
All right, go ahead. That gameplay. What you got going on over there?
All right, well, we actually just had a video come out right now, actually, before the show. We're talking about the Street Fighter Cammy figure reveal that should be coming out in November. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to have a video about the whole narrative about Xbox games getting removed from Walmart and Target shelves. It's kind of a battling of different sources on stuff. It's a fascinating one.
Absolutely, it is. I think that you were trying to raise the roof, but you have so little protein in your body that your arms...
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's perfectly fine.
I know.
Thank you, Trish.
His salads do just fine.
Lorne!
Lord!
I haven't eaten a salad since 1996.
Thank you. Thank you. You've accidentally brought me the food that my food eats.
Listen,
your colon's probably very sad right now.
Yes, but not for the reasons you'd expect.
We're all
and Martin and I are just sitting here like, all right, this is what it's turned into.
Lauren, what do you got going on this week?
Did you just hear the story about my colon?
I did. Is that all you got going on? Because if so, man, we are all living a very sheltered lives.
Not so much going on as going through, but yes.
Oh.
Digestive tract.
Why is Lauren talking like Batman?
I have no idea why we're getting that, Lauren.
I'm doing the Harrison Ford thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was Snake Plissken.
Oh, that's a good one too.
You missed the perfect opportunity to say I'm Batman, but okay.
But I'm not Batman.
You're not He's not Batman. He's gruff Harrison Ford.
Whatever.
Yeah, sadly, honestly, I can't think of anything I really have going on.
We are just a bunch today.
Yeah, we are all just fantastic tonight, huh? All right, guys. Well, this is a show made for you and financed by you. We count on your generous super chats to keep the lights on around here. We do take breaks periodically to read your super chats aloud. We do break for super chats of $50 or more. And I was just trying to hold on. We will. There we go. Because I had it wrong on the thing before. So if we get to $300 in super chats tonight, you guys will have an exclusive Q&A with me. So you guys got it with Trish. You got it with Nolan. If you don't get it tonight with me, I'm going to feel very insulted.
Dang, I didn't get it the first time you offered it.
That's true. It did take you 2 times in a row. Nolan, though, got it in one.
Yeah.
Like that.
He's
that
the real star, right?
Ball in. Yeah, it has been a crazy, tumultuous week for me. We launched the last week while we were sitting here on the show, I was like itching to tell all of you guys what was going on because we were just about 24 hours away from the reveal that Park Place is now working with geeksandgamers.com and that I am the new managing editor of Geeks and Gamers. Today I appeared on the Park Hoppin' channel over there on Geeks and Gamers. That was a lot of fun. And I've been working on geeksandgamers.com all week. So it has been a pretty tremendous, pretty wild ride. I apologize. We have not had Marvin Movie Monster in the morning at all this week. I'm hoping to bring that back next week. It's just been insanity over here. Like it's just we're trying to figure out a workflow. It's like when you start something new and you have to just kind of figure out how to best, like the trial and error of trying to make it work within your day. So, but we are there. I mean, we have a phenomenal machine of teamwork going on behind the scenes on both websites right now. So that is definitely being very, very helpful. So, all right, let's see what you guys have to say. I saw some super chats have come in. Ewan Cumia gifted 1 Tooney Town TV membership. Thank you very much, Ewan Cumia. And by the way, those do count toward the goal. Liquid Fox, member for 13 months, says, what did Yoda say when he saw himself in 4K? HDMI. I get it. What's the best way to remember your wedding anniversary? Forget it once. When don't, I'm sorry and I apologize, meeting the same thing at a funeral. All good ones. Let's see. LK checking in for $10. I see we got the @ thing going on again this week. I hate when that happens. That is a YouTube thing. My dad passed away this morning. Oh man, I am so sorry, LK. He introduced me to Star Trek, the original series, Jack Higgins, and spy novels, and James Bond. He was the best dad I could have hoped for. Godspeed, Dad, and F Cancer. I agree, F Cancer.
I'm sorry, okay?
Yeah, okay. We are all here with you. This entire
Sorry about your
community.
loss.
Yes, our entire community is here with you. Okay, we're praying for you guys. We're thinking about you guys, and please extend our condolences to your entire family. Thank you. You are a treasured part of this community, and we love having you here. Regina Sharp for $5 says, "Please God, see our movies from Disney." This message is endorsed by
Glom Gold! Glom Gold! Glom Gold! Glom Gold!
always has been, always is, always will be. And of course, we also gifted 5 and 5 10 Tooney Town TV memberships because last week, part of the goal was that we would gift 10 Tooney Town TV memberships, and I forgot to do it. So I said, first thing out the gate this week, we were going to gift those memberships, and we did. So there you go. Gifted memberships.
I just thought of something.
What'd you think of, Lord?
I did have something going on this week.
What do you got going on?
I actually bought a genuine Van Gogh coffee table.
Ooh,
The Van Gogh coffee table.
Yeah. You know how I can tell?
How?
It's short of veneer.
You and Liquid Fox tonight, man.
He inspired me.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know, it doesn't take much, but there it is. All right, we typically like to start our show off by asking our wonderful panel what they've been watching or reading or experiencing this week. So, Martin Stone, what have you been watching this week?
I've been watching Murder, She Wrote with my wife. And
Murder, She Wrote. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, so Jessica Fletcher is clearly the angel of death. And
explain. I agree, but explain.
Well, just everywhere she shows up, people die.
Right. Yeah. Have you ever thought that maybe she's the one behind all the murders and like?
Yes, I did have that theory for a while, but maybe like she's using mental manipulation to induce people to do these things.
Right.
That's an idea. Maybe there should be a Batman crossover.
There should be a Batman crossover.
But my wife and I a while back found out that they are releasing Jessica Fletcher novels.
Really? Like novels written by Jessica Fletcher or novels about Jessica Fletcher?
Written by Jessica Fletcher.
That's cool. See, that's good marketing. I'm shocked they didn't do that in the beginning.
You would think, yeah.
That's like a no-brainer.
But, the cross-promotional tie-in wasn't in full bloom back in the 80s.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So is that the only main thing you guys have been watching?
Well, that's what she's been watching. I mostly have been reading lately, reading some Asimov.
As you do.
As one does, yeah.
Awesome. There he is.
And, it's the mountains Wi-Fi. It is what it is.
It's funny because I brought Trish on first. It's like force of habit because she's been coming on first for the last couple of weeks while you've been either not here or late. And then I was like, oh, I probably should have brought Kev on first. But then the second she came on, you blipped out. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing I didn't. And then my second thought was he like, what's this? I'm on second. I'm not going second to no dame.
That don't work for me, brother.
Oh man. So Kev, what do you got going on? What have you been watching this week? I know you're up in the mountains, so.
So I haven't watched much, but I did listen to some Master and Commander as read by Sean Pertwee, which was fantastic. Cool. I'm really enjoying that. Got to chapter 3.
I love that book. I should get the audiobook if Pertwee's doing it.
It is very fun. It is very fun. I'm enjoying that that the captain is a little rough around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
It's really very entertaining. And let's see what else. Well, that's about it. Just been super ridiculous busy. Other than that, I've just had Star Trek on in the background. If I'm in a room that has a TV, whatever Pluto happens to land on. So sometimes.
Do they have a 24/7 Star Trek network on there?
Yeah, they have a 24/7 movie channel, a 24/7. Well, TNG and TOS share a channel, and then DS9 has its own channel, and Voyager has its own channel.
You ever think, like, what if I could send a message back to myself as a kid to be like, hang on, because one day there's going to be 2 24-hour Star Trek channels.
Is it weird that the black guy and the woman have to have different channels from?
Wait, what?
Well, he said DS9.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Kevin and Trish. I was like, wait, what? But then
I can see Trish committing some war crimes.
I'm happily typing away, and then I was like, yeah, she's villainous enough to commit a war crime. Like, all right.
I'd be shocked if you hadn't already.
It's always for the greater good, but, I could see it happening.
Anti-hero, sort of, kind of, maybe a little bit. willing to make the tough decisions. The rest of you.
No, I think you're just I think it's just straight up My Villain Academia.
I don't understand that reference, Dean.
I don't understand that reference, Trish.
Well, that's your own fault that you don't understand that reference.
Man.
You would. You could.
Nolan Thunder, what obscure and odd YouTube channel have you been watching this week? Because that's always
Believe it or not, okay, this time I'm going to give you a little bit of a boring answer because, I've been pretty busy with a lot of life stuff going on. So, I've just been kind of vibing, watching some nice, wholesome NFL games. My team's been doing pretty good, the Colts. And this last Sunday, it was kind of weird because they were over in LA to play the Chargers. So me and my mother like to go to a lot of the games together, but we could not attend because it wasn't a home game. So instead, while she was on vacation, I decided to watch a televised version of the game at the most wholesome family establishment possible. So I went to Twin Peaks. It was a good time.
Oh, there you go.
What's Twin Peaks?
No one knows what that is.
I know the show.
I politely pretended to.
We're not. I was half listening. We're not talking about the show Twin Peaks.
I was like,
wow,
is
this a regional thing? I was doing a slow burn for like the best Whiplash punchline. It's basically a Hooters. Like,
it's called Twin Peaks.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Maybe that is a regional thing. I've never heard of it.
So hold on. You go to Twin Peaks and you go in there.
My boy.
And they come up to the table and probably sit down and flirt with you a little bit. And then you order a salad.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld.
The big salad. You had to order the big salad. I say that all the time. I'm honestly shocked. Normally, Nolan's like, well, yeah, this week I found a new YouTube channel where they carve pirate ships out of artisanal soaps, or something, something equally just random. So I'm a little. We are all clearly doing nothing this week. Lauren, what are you watching this week? Reading or experiencing?
Kind of fun, actually. For the genre guys, this week we're recording for Star Trek: The Motion Picture and Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, and Kevin
is so bad he's not there.
I had actually not seen the motion picture in a long time, and I'm going to have a fun time talking about that movie. I've had a theory about that movie for a long time. I think it's actually contradicted by later Trek continuity, but I'm still convinced it's true, and watching the movie gave me an additional crumb of information that convinces me it's absolutely true, and they just retconned it later. So I look forward to talking about that.
Mm. It's also the only actual Star Trek movie.
That's a bold position to take.
Wrath of Khan teaches you how to make Star Trek movies, but Star Trek: The Motion Picture is the only actual Star Trek movie.
I got a lot of thoughts about the motion picture because I never really liked it, but I came away with an entirely different opinion this time. So it'll be fun to talk about. I think it's a weird movie, but it's weird in a good way.
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan. It's been a long time since I've seen Wrath of Khan. I actually don't know if I've ever seen the first one.
The motion picture?
Yeah.
It's definitely a product of its time. I think it gets a lot of flack for being slow. but it's slow and deliberate for a reason. And Donovan's in the chat saying, "What theory, Lauren?" It's like, I can't tell you here. That's what the genre guys is for.
He
wants to know right now, Lauren.
I don't want to wait.
I think it's a good one though, and it may be one that you've heard before, but I've got an additional log to throw on the fire for the theory, so I think it'll be fun.
Honestly, I think the only two original series movies I ever watched were The Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock.
I really like The Wrath of Khan. The Wrath of Khan is probably the best Star Trek movie. The Search for Spock, it does what it has to do, and it's kind of fun seeing Christopher Lloyd play a Klingon. I do not like.
Sorry.
What's that?
I was overcome with exuberance. My favorite thing about the third movie, aside from the fact that it's fairly obvious after someone points it out, that Christopher Lloyd does not understand the concept of the communicators because he's constantly screaming at the sky.
Yeah, I saw a video about that just last night, that they were talking about that very thing. They had to keep telling him, you that's what this is for.
It's the gap in the opening credit sequence where it goes William Shatner, 4-second pause, DeForest Kelly. Because Leonard Nimoy is not in the movie, even though he's on the poster and the movie is named after him.
Well, he's in it.
It's a search for Spock. You don't know if they're going to actually find him.
He's in it. It just takes a while for him to get to the Leonard Nimoy version. I am not a fan of The Voyage Home, and The Final Frontier, I think is... I think it's a much better concept than it gets credit for. It's a movie that I think actually had a good idea at its core that was just poorly executed. I have a soft spot for it in my heart because I think I saw The Search for Spock in the theater, but for some reason The Final Frontier is the one that sticks in my head about going to the movies to see. And I actually thought the Undiscovered Country was great. I think it's another great Star Trek movie. It was a good one for the original crew to end on.
All right. Trish, what are you watching this week?
Oh, I'm not muted. I thought I was muted. You know me. It's not watching. It's what I'm listening to. And
What are you listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of Thin Lizzy. And my song of the moment is Dancing in the Moonlight. I can't stop listening to it. I don't know what my obsession is with it. I think maybe it's the bass line. Maybe it's the lyrics. And anyone who knows, obviously Martin knows, but I don't know why. It's just like one of those things I was like, I think I'll listen to this. And then it's just been what I've been listening to. So that and a little bit of REO Speedwagon. Because why not? Take it on the run, baby. But yeah.
So
classic rock as usual.
The wife and I have been continuing our watch of Once Upon a Time, which I forgot how bad that show gets.
I say, what are you doing? You tortured yourself 20 years ago.
I know.
Every season just to go back and do this all over again.
But yeah, I wanted to make sure I could get past the part where I always stop, because I always get to the underworld, I get to the Hercules episode, and then I stop. And I don't go any further. We got to the Hercules episode last night. It's the next one. And then today we watched My Hero Academia instead.
Yes! I'd rather you just watch the Descendants movies.
It starts out so good. The first 2 seasons are really good. I really like the way they turn Neverland on its head and make Peter Pan the villain. But then after that, it's like, oh, there's another curse. Oh, everyone lost their memories again. Oh, every new character is related to somebody in some way. Great, thanks.
Oh, and now she's dating her.
Yes. Yeah, but that hasn't happened yet. They've hinted at it, but Snow White's having another baby, and this looks like not Snow White anymore. Though I do love that Ginny Goodwin and I forget the guy's name who played Prince Charming, but they actually got married.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think they cheated on existing spouses with each other, so it's off to a better start than most Hollywood romances. Take that, Ariana Grande.
Right, it's not like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, Ariana Grande, and SpongeBob. But yeah, All right.
They might not. I think they're not getting married anymore.
Were they ever getting married?
Apparently, they were engaged, and now their engagement is on hold. In case anyone wanted an update on Ariana Grande.
Who is this?
Ariana Grande and SpongeBob.
Well, it may be that somebody reminded her there would be cake at a wedding.
That was the thing. He drew a line in the sand, and he was just like, "They don't make dresses that can fit you anymore. Like you have to eat something." And then that was it. She's like, "No, my diet is I make a cup of chicken broth, and then I smell it and I throw it out."
I don't like making fun of her weight.
Yeah,
I feel like she's got a medical issue, honestly.
I would normally agree, but this is one of the things where the pro TV segments, I think those are the funniest ones that he's got.
Really are.
I don't know about those, but just in general.
Pro has an ongoing TV segment where there's a newscaster who keeps talking about the fact that an errant wind blew Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande into the air, and they're trying to get cheeseburgers up to them, bring them back down.
Last we heard, Cynthia Erivo was floating over Indonesia.
Yeah, I am not looking forward to. I'm really not looking forward to the press tour for this, with the two of them just clutching at each other and weeping in every interview again.
There's no husbands here for me to steal.
Both of them.
Man. Run the man.
I was a man. Oh, yes. Trying to find it.
I was a man. Yes. Oh, yes. I was a man. I was a man. Yes.
Stop saying that. You making me crazy.
Kevin Apollo. You really are barricaded at this point.
Roadblock.
Roadblock, sorry.
I can't rhyme.
Yeah. And so then, in last night I started trying to replay Gotham Knights for the first time. I beat it once. And Bo DeMeo was going on Twitter a couple weeks ago, where he was talking about how this game is actually not bad. Like, the game's actually pretty good. Give it another chance. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it another chance. I trust this guy's opinion. Maybe I misjudged it. No, this game sucks. It's just not a good game. It could be good. A Batman game specifically about the extended Bat family could be good. But
is it built on the Arkham engine?
Kind of, but not really.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's open world like Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Bat cycle, but everyone has like a really weird traversal skill. Like Nightwing has this glider that he uses. Batgirl can just glide, but I wouldn't know because I've never played as Batgirl for one single second in that game. And Robin can teleport with the Justice League satellite, and Red Hood can use the power of the Lazarus Pit to jump up into the air.
What?
Huh.
I don't. They needed something for Red Hood, and they were like, "Well, what can he do? I don't know. He shoots things." Well, he
effervescence.
He was in the Lazarus Pit one time, so yeah.
So you don't get the free flow combat system like you had in the Arkham games?
Not nearly as good.
No, that's too bad.
You still have to dodge. It's still dodge and counter and stuff like that but it's not as good.
I still say that's the best combat system in the last 20 years for a video game.
Oh yeah, that's why they copy it in just about every video game. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor copied it. Spider-Man copied it. Every game pretty much copies that one, except for Trish and her cozy farming sims.
But wasn't Shadow of Mordor the same studio?
No, that was wasn't. Spider-Man's Insomniac. Rocksteady is Batman. It's still WB Games, but it was Monolith.
Okay.
They were making that. They were making a Wonder Woman game, and it was going to be built on the Nemesis system. That they went as far as to patent so that nobody else could ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've shut that studio down completely.
I was thinking about Trish's Farming Simulator. Dodge rake. X to plant 3 tomatoes.
What?
Hour.
I was starting to feel old yesterday because I actually watched like a 30-minute video of TTRPG Shop Simulator. And I thought that actually looks like it might be fun. It's like this is a virtual job. What am I doing here?
Wait, it simulates that you're working in a shop?
Yes. Yeah, it's a store management thing where you're running a TTRPG shop where you're selling like boxed miniatures and rule books and dice, and customers come in and they drop trash on the floor and you got to throw it away and mop the floors.
Those games are weirdly fun, though. I don't know what it is. Like, there's Power Wash Simulator that people love playing.
My
I
wife
think
plays
there's
Power Wash Simulator.
I think there's like a
I'm like, if you want to
relaxing quality
stuff,
to
there's
them.
stuff here. To...
You know,
We have dishes.
I've never played that one.
That's the first time I've ever looked at a game, and it's like I realized, oh God, I am getting old. It's like who would play this? I never would have looked at this in the past, but I thought, that actually looks kind of cool.
There's one called Goat Simulator where I think you're just.
I played that one.
Is it? I like checked that one on PlayStation Plus, but I've never played it. Is it literally just you're a goat? You walk around.
I didn't play it a ton. I didn't play it a ton, but I just remember that I was playing as a goat and I was just jumping off things and whatnot. You're just like a goat. You know what I mean? It didn't hold my attention because of that, but I had gotten it for free, so I was like, I'll play Goat Simulator. And it made me giggle for a few minutes, and then I was done. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I didn't think it had that much to it, not much legs to it, but at the same time, it's a goat.
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
The goats, they're known for how fleet they are with their legs.
No, I didn't. I've been doing that a lot lately. Inadvertently stumbling into puns.
I played the Untitled Goose Game before. And
I've seen that played.
My sons liked that one.
It's fun. It's a puzzle game, so there's that point to it. You have to actually think and solve puzzles.
If a sheep is a lamb and a donkey's an ass, why is a ram in the ass a goose?
I was not listening to all of that, so it got away from me.
I think my brain's just short circuited.
Dun-dun-dun.
I will say, look, I think farming sims. I actually started to play one of my wife's farming sims the other day when I knew she was on the way home from work, so that she'd walk in and see me playing it and be like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Wouldn't it be funny if, in this 10 minutes, I really start to get into it?" That didn't happen. I was like, "This is boring. Why am I doing this?"
Which one was it?
It wasn't Coral Island. It was something else. I don't remember the name of it.
Because it's like a dicey proposition. One can look good, and then
the one that she likes the most. You know that
Stardew Valley.
Not Stardew Valley.
Not
Stardew Valley. But I will take a farming sim any day over Culture Casino talking about his greenhouse, as has become the running gag on the Pro Show. Whenever I'm on, is now they ask him about this greenhouse, and I sit there and I just hate life. And people are like, "Oh, that's a funny bit that you and Culture do." I'm like, "It's not a bit."
Be careful.
I don't.
It really isn't. He truly loves that greenhouse.
He does. He's
going to appear.
Wait, what? Yeah, I know. I didn't say his name 3 times. It's bro time, folks. Bro time. I should have come up with that the other day.
Yeah, Jonas was the one today that was just like, can we move on?
Oh, yeah. Pro thinks it's funny to watch us all suffer with it. It's funny because he explains it in the way that you ever see there was this trend going on with videos where it was like, my husband's gonna come in here and talk to you about his Pokemon cards and you better be nice. And then the guy starts explaining it and the wife's standing behind him making faces at you you better be nice. He's explaining it like somebody should be behind him doing it. Oh man. Yeah, I love being on shows with Culture. It's always a trip. But yeah, Pro's 200,000 celebration last night was fun. It was Lauren, were you on it?
Very briefly. I've been having some issues with migraines lately, and I said I can pop in and I can say hello to the chat and give the congratulations, but then I basically faded into the background because I wanted to have all my lights turned off.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on for a little bit, and it was a good time. Just a lot of people there, which it should be because it's a big deal, 200,000. So, all right, let's get to some more super chats. And Regina Sharp, for $5. Hold on, we gotta write that. Says Jessica Fletcher is a witch. I saw her cast spells and bed knobs and broomsticks during the Blitz. I have heard tell also that she's a teapot. Straight up teapot. So, Chris Dickerson. Chris Dickerson for another 5 says, "Isn't Milwaukee an Indian name?" Yes, Trish, it is. Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land.
I always think of John Cena saying it that way, which I feel like only the top row is probably gonna. But I don't know. I just remember him always saying like Milwaukee all the time, and it's just I don't know.
Never heard him say Milwaukee.
Really? I've heard him say it like that.
You guys really know how to party.
But by the way, I don't know if anyone saw on Tuesday we played the cameo game on the wrestling show. Trish dropped in and won the whole damn thing.
Oh, hold on. Put an asterisk next to that, brother.
No,
you didn't play.
I had to be busy.
You didn't. You also didn't play because you knew most of them already.
Yeah, that's why there's an asterisk next to that.
Yeah.
I could have just Eddie Guerrero'd it and run train on that sumbitch, but I decided to have honor.
You did have honor, and you still almost won.
he did. It was like that time with Martin leaving halfway through the game and nearly winning.
Oh my gosh, that was the best. And Nolan only won
1 point.
And still only just won.
1 point. It was literally 1 point between Nolan's win and Martin.
we made a discovery though while doing this. We watched some of the cameos as we were doing the game, and we discovered that Ric Flair for $500 will read your instructions in a bar while drunk, while half out of frame on the camera.
Wooey.
Wooey.
I mean, isn't that what you want out of a Ric Flair cameo?
That's what I want out of a Ric Flair cameo.
Trish said. She was like, "I'm $500 worth it." Like,
yeah, I would. Not that I would spend $500 on a cameo, full stop. But if I were,
was it Malfoy was like $1,000?
Yeah, it was like $990 or something insane.
Just
like
for him to say Potter. Hello, Potter. $4,000.
Late Night Rabbit for $5 says Ricardo Montalban's chess piece was out of line in RapidCon.
You stop disparaging that man's magnificent chest.
So many chess presses.
All of them.
Like there's not enough for anybody else now.
No.
LK, member for 6 months, says, Marv, if you want Once Upon a Time done right, read Fables from DC. It's alleged that ABC ripped off the idea from Fables. You know, when it first came out, I said, this sounds a lot like Fables. And I was assured that it wasn't Fables. But I just really like some of the mythology that they accidentally created. Because the two J.J. Abrams disciples that created that show had no ideas past the second season. They used to have a Once Upon a Time like podcast. People could send in questions for the creators, and they would gloriously not answer a single question because the questions would be like, "Are we ever going to find out where Snow got the dark fairy dust that she uses in episode 6?" And their answers would always be, "Oh wow, yeah, that would be interesting. I would be really upset if we never found out anything about that." Every question was that.
If you don't have an answer, then the answer should always be your mother.
Yeah.
Or a wizard did it.
Or your mother, the wizard.
I always just wanted to like send in all the plot holes to them and just see how long it would take them to break. But that would be like if it was, actual live and not screened. XJ Karaoke Bear for $2, according to Nolan.
Karaoke.
This is Ariana goes, I like to squeeze juice from a potato.
One of the more horrifying Dan Schneider clips.
That's a thing?
Yeah. That was like, if I remember what I saw in the documentary right, it was like a little web exclusive, I think, for whatever show it was she was on. And that was where like a lot of the dirty things, innuendo for Ariana Grande happened. Yeah.
I thought it was just a vodka joke.
I don't know. Everything with her was just like, wow. There was the stuff with the feet in there, which I don't know. Am I the only one who saw that documentary?
I never watched it. It seemed like it was going to really creep me out, so I didn't watch it.
But I also watched Victorious with the kids. And when you're of a certain age and exposed to the world, you just watch that show in horror.
Yeah. Not to bring down the room, but...
Someone's constantly trying to stick something into a keyhole. The girls were always being shot in the face with liquid of some kind.
Yeah. I think there was one with like water all over. It was not good.
Virginia Sharp for $5 says, I missed the name, but if y'all were discussing Gotham Knights, it sucks. Yes, we were discussing Gotham Knights. And it does suck.
It
stinks. Hold on. Where is it?
Clip.
It stinks.
Lovitz has been saying he wants to bring that back.
Yeah,
Lovitz
Lovitz
has been saying that for a while, but if I was Lovitz, I'd also be saying that. What were you saying, Kev?
I think it's been talked about that for a couple years now.
Yeah. Well, I've heard Lovitz is like a prick. Like, I forget who it was that told me, but somebody told me that Lovitz is just like not a nice human being.
Eric, welcome.
Did he?
Yeah, he drove him around for an entire weekend.
Oh, really? Well, then I now think John Lovitz is cool. Then, oh my goodness,
that's all it takes.
all big booty. It's all BBB here, so I don't have to remember the name and how to. Oh man! But the picture is Lorne with Indiana Jones on the Titanic.
I think I would prefer if those were reversed.
You want to be the big spoon?
I would prefer it, yes. Not saying I'm really happy about either way, but if I had to choose, yes, I'd rather be the big spoon.
Your gun is sticking into my hip.
Oh. So all BBBs for $2 says, do you play The Wolf Among Us? That sounds familiar. Is it like Among Us? Is it like
no? It's Telltale Games did The Wolf Among Us. It is Fables. You play you play his name is escaping me right now, but the sheriff, the big bad wolf.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Big B wolf.
No, I've never played that. The only Telltale game I've ever played is the Batman one.
Let me tell you, look up The Wolf Among Us. You would like The Wolf Among Us. I promise you.
You will love it. Yes, I didn't finish it, but I started playing it. Tremendous.
Are they still available, even though Telltale folded?
Yeah, you can still get most of them. There's a few that aren't available, but I think Wolf is still purchasable.
I'll check that out.
Technically, Telltale was supposedly revived. They have been working forever on The Wolf Among Us 2. They've had a couple of trailers out for it. I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day.
I had heard about that game for a while because the name was ringing around in my head. Did you ever play the Telltale Batman?
Yep, I liked those too.
I liked it, but it was a little like with the joke with what they did with the Joker, where they kind of turned him into a lovesick puppy dog for Harley. I didn't like that. But with your choices, you can undo that.
Well, what I liked about it was that it's very much an Elseworld style spin. It is a different Batman. I preferred I preferred the first game for the story. I preferred the second game for the art style. Um, I really liked what they did with the Penguin. I thought that what they did with the Penguin in the first series was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, making him more of like Bruce's like peer. Which
Yeah, old
I
old
like that.
friends. And
Yeah, I've always thought the Penguin is supposed to represent that aristocracy of Bruce Wayne, and I think it hits harder when he's actually a peer.
yeah, and not the Penguin that you're used to. And I thought Lady Arkham was a good villain too.
Yeah, yeah, Lady Arkham was a good villain. the Joker season, where they bring in Bane in that season, in the Joker season, and who wasn't Freeze, was it?
No, I don't think Freeze was in there. They did put a
Harley,
gang together.
Joker, Bane, and somebody else.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know right off the top of my head. I liked the second series less, but I did think that they were both really good.
Let's see. Liquid Fox, for $5 Canadian says, "What is a group of Batman called? Batmans or Batmen? The answer: an orphanage." Ha! Laugh or they'll get darker. Not a threat, I promise. For the record, it's Batman.
Have you ever seen that meme with a picture of Joseph Stalin? It says, "Dark humor is like food. Not everybody gets it."
Oh, I love it. That's a good one. That's a good. We're up to about $49 right now toward our goal right now, guys. So if there's anything you guys want to know specifically about, what I'm up to, or about Geeks and Gamers and that Park Place and how we're behind the scenes, I'll answer what I can. There are things I can't talk about, but yeah, super chat in and we will hopefully hit that goal. But I went to Animal Kingdom yesterday actually because I had to get some footage for park hopping. I have never seen Disney's Animal Kingdom as empty as it was yesterday. The longest wait in the entire park, Nolan, was 35 minutes for Avatar Flight of Passage. The posted wait time for Kilimanjaro Safaris was 15 minutes, and I was through the queue and onto the truck in 6 minutes and 47 seconds.
You think it's bad now? Just wait till.
Wait till what? Nolan, go ahead.
You think it's bad now? Just wait till they get rid of Dinosaur. I mean, they literally already took away the thing from the Tree of Life.
Well, that'll be back by the time Dinosaur. That'll be back by the time Dinosaur goes down, but that's not going to take the same amount of people. I took a picture for Lauren though, because on one of this huge stretch of green construction wall, and there's like little signs on it. It's terrible little signs, and one of them literally just says, with no theming whatsoever, just says snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? I also bought a new hat.
Was it an
Marvin, what were you going to say?
Well, I was saying, are they still trying to sell lightning lanes even though nobody's there?
Of course they are. That's why they're inflating the wait times. Because if you think about it, that's an inflation of over 50% for the wait time. Mm-hmm. They're trying to just sell the lightning lanes. Which, could you imagine buying a lightning lane and being there that day where there's a 35-minute wait is the longest thing you've got in the whole park?
What is so frustrating? Go ahead, Martin.
Well, I was just wondering if maybe the state's attorney general could go after them for fraud if they're lying about something to induce people to spend money.
Nolan, what were you going to say?
What's so frustrating about it is Animal Kingdom is just such a beautiful park that has all that sweet 1990s Disney charm. But think about, like, you can't stay there for after-hour stuff anymore. They don't offer that now, so you can't even see Pandora when it's lit up. It has that huge pond or whatever in the middle of it that they used to do the show for, and they haven't touched that thing in, what, like 5 or 6 years?
Yeah.
It's a mess.
All right. You know what? Let's get into our main topic of the night so we can, for anyone that came here specifically to see that. So I don't know if you guys saw a fairly large claim was made about Star Wars today. And by fairly large, I mean like earth-shattering. The claim was made by...
Is this the one from Star Wars comics?
No.
Okay.
Lauren, you might not have seen this. It was a claim made by our friends over at the Den of Nerds YouTube channel.
Oh, I saw Josh was going to release something. I haven't seen the video though.
Okay, so Bob Iger discarded George Lucas's sequel trilogy scripts and ended the Skywalkers against Kathleen Kennedy's wishes, Den of Nerds reports.
I don't buy that.
I don't buy it either, but we're going to go through it and then we can discuss, because this is really interesting. It goes deep. It was a 23-minute video. So when Disney purchased Lucasfilm, George Lucas was handing over his mythology to Bob Iger. The Star Wars creator provided complete outlines for a new trilogy that would carry his story forward beyond Return of the Jedi. But according to both Bob Iger's own memoir, The Ride of a Lifetime, and shocking new claims discussed by Den of Nerds, it was Iger himself and not Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy who made the decision to toss those scripts in the trash. In a recent Den of Nerds live stream, host Josh described being contacted by what he called his Omega source, as in a source that has always given him like spot on stuff in the past. According to this insider, Bob Iger has long held a deep disdain for George Lucas and his creative direction. The source claims Iger hated the prequel trilogy and the mythological complexity that Lucas infused into it. He allegedly wanted to scrub Star Wars clean of that identity, distancing the franchise from its creators' ideas, tone, and characters. When Disney acquired Lucasfilm, one of Iger's first acts was to kill the Clone Wars television series, a project that Lucas personally oversaw. A Den of Nerds states that Kathleen Kennedy actually fought to keep Clone Wars, but Iger himself ordered it shut down because of its strong connection to Lucas's prequel-era storytelling. From there, the pattern continued. According to Den of Nerds, Iger blocked additional Clone Wars episodes, vetoed Dave Filoni's planned Son of Dathomir arc, which would have been basically taking the comic book arc and putting it in that final season that they did, and later resisted the show's revival entirely until Kennedy pushed it through as Disney Plus content. Now, according also to Den of Nerds, Iger's disdain went beyond the prequels. The insider alleges that he wanted the Star Wars brand to move away from the Skywalkers altogether to erase George Lucas's legacy and replace it with Disney's version of Star Wars. That corporate mandate reportedly led to creative decisions fans have questioned for years. Luke Skywalker, of course, Han Solo dying, the sidelining of Leia, all of that was apparently in what they're saying Bob Iger. He says, it supposedly wasn't Kathleen Kennedy demanding the choices, it was Bob. He didn't want to glorify George's stuff. He didn't want anything to do with the prequels or the Skywalkers. Now, he also claimed that Kennedy pushed for Rey and Luke to serve as co-leads in the sequel trilogy, in a classic master and apprentice dynamic that would allow audiences to see the old hero pass on his wisdom while a new generation rose to meet the challenge. But that version would have kept Luke at the emotional center of the story. But Kennedy reportedly felt that it was essential to maintain continuity with George's mythic structure. The teacher guiding the next hero, the balance between legacy and renewal. But according to Den of Nerds, Bob Iger personally vetoed that direction. The insider alleges Iger did not want Luke in a prominent role at all, not as a mentor, not as a hero, and not as a bridge to the old mythos. His goal was to move Star Wars away from the Skywalkers. Now, the result of that decision can be seen through the sequel trilogy, obviously. Now, it even goes further. Of course, and I make sure I say here, that's not to say that Kathleen Kennedy is blameless in anything, because she has been the hand steering this through all of it. And the way she treated Gina Carano is completely without redemption. Iger had talked about this in his autobiography, The Ride of a Lifetime, where he said that Lucas felt betrayed when he discovered that Disney threw his scripts out, and went on to say that Lucas expected his ideas to serve as the foundation of the films. Instead, they were quietly discarded. And Lucas said to Iger after he saw it that there's nothing new, and he did not hide his disappointment. Den of Nerds also alleges that Iger killed a Darth Bane live-action series, an Old Republic movie trilogy, and from what we heard this year, The Hunt for Ben Solo, a film that Adam Driver wanted to do about Kylo Ren that was blocked despite Kennedy's support. Guys, I don't know. I don't know if I believe this, because this sounds to me, I believe that a source told Josh this, because I don't think Josh would make this up. I wonder if this comes directly from the Kennedy camp.
Yeah.
I think Valiant said that on X, and I was like, I agree, because this seems a little crazy.
I'm sure it's probably written by Pablo Hidalgo.
Right? That's the Omega source is Pablo Hidalgo. It might be like as Kennedy is starting to wind down, she wants Bob Iger to shoulder all of that blame. And people are eating it up. People are like, oh, Bob. Look, do I think that Bob Iger had a hand in this? Absolutely. Because this tracks with Bob Iger. It tracks with who he is. He hates legacy. He hates anything that he did not have a hand in. He hates Walt. So it would make sense that he hates George. Lauren, what do you got to say?
I think that's too simplistic. I think this is half true. All the stuff about throwing out the sequel treatments, I believe that. That's from Iger. But I don't think that Iger is a guy who gets deep in the weeds on the mythology, which is kind of what this is saying. But I don't think he would look at it as, this is too complicated, I don't understand it. I don't think that he thinks about it that deeply. He just wants a product. I definitely think this is an attempt at rehabilitation for Kathleen. I don't know that it came directly from her. And if Josh says that the source has given him good information before, then I do believe that. But you got to remember, it was Kathleen that went to Bob and said, do you want this park to focus on the legacy characters, or do you want to focus on what we're going to be doing for the next 30 years? She's the one that made Galaxy's Edge not based on the classics. And they already had designs going to have everything based on the original trilogy. She's the one that derailed that effort. That wasn't Bob. So I think that there's, at the very least, some exaggeration going on here.
My thing is, like, if this was actually going on, if Kennedy was this white knight battling the evil empire for George Lucas's vision for all these years, why has no one said anything about it in the last 10 years with all the leaks that come out of Disney constantly?
I'm sorry, this story would have cracked wide open a long time ago. And Iger, I'd be shocked if Iger even saw Star Wars when Star Wars was new. He's a different kind of dweeb. So I'm sure he's gonna go, well, that sounds creative, and I don't like creativity, so we'll stifle it somehow. But I need it to be successful enough that we can cash in on it. And don't use those old characters because they're not ours. We need people that we can, we need characters that we can market and push to the moon without having to accidentally invoke George's image. So yeah, I kind of believe that-ish. I believe that-ish.
We can't forget one other thing here too, and that's there's another player here to start with, and that's J.J. Abrams. Who of this will begin to make things right. He also hated the prequels, and I don't doubt that there was concern in management levels because they saw the backlash to the prequels and they didn't want to repeat that. They wanted to style this as though we're giving you what we know you want, and in that sense, they did give all of the designs that we wanted. We got back to classic X-Wings and TIE fighters and things like that, but there was no soul to it. And I don't think Iger gets involved at that level. He's there to purchase the IP. He's there to get them starting the production train to start recouping the investment. That's as far as he goes, I think.
I think if Iger had gone with a different creative, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. J.J. Abrams is not a talented human being. His only talent comes from copying other people's homework and changing the answers just enough that he can get a passing grade on it. He is at all of his shows. When you really break it down, you don't get anything that is attached to Abrams or one of his acolytes. The show is completely and totally devoid of a soul. It is just a shiny veneer. And when they have to be held accountable because it accidentally went on too long, it falls apart every single time.
But we got that creator because of KK, and I think somebody made a good point. I think it was either today or yesterday that I saw. I don't remember who made it, but they were saying, "Look, Kathleen was greenlighting everything under the sun that had somebody attached to it that was a director's name that you would recognize. She had no filter whatsoever. And when everything started falling apart, that's when Iger started saying, no, you're not doing that. No, you're not doing that. No, you're not announcing this. That's why we're not getting, and honestly, if the story is true that Bob and Alan Bergman didn't get why Ben Solo was alive, good. That's an actual valid complaint. They stopped us from getting what would have been another horrible movie. So
Mhm.
I'm more inclined to believe that, sure, some of this is true. Bob, I totally believe, threw away the treatments. He didn't trust what George had produced there. But the rest of it, I think it's still at the feet of Kathleen.
Well,
I do too. Go ahead, Mark.
let's look at Bob Iger and his other acquisitions. When he got Pixar, he didn't go in and rework everything Pixar was doing. He just rode that mule until it died. He let them continue. Now, maybe they weren't doing some of the riskier stuff that they had done before, but he buys things so that they keep doing what they were doing, and then they milk it, and it lasts about 10 years, and they're done. I just don't think that he's the guy who goes in and says, I'm buying this, let's change everything. Now, at the same time, the Iger who bought Lucasfilm was looking at an entirely different calculus because he was looking for an exit strategy. And Hollywood was shifting at the time away from male-dominated characters and stories and things like that. So I could see a from-the-top directive that, no, we need to make this female-centered because we've already got the male audience. Absolutely.
But I think so. Let me give you a bullet point list of the things that we pulled from this Den of Nerds. I keep saying that. I keep saying Den of Geek, and that's an entirely different thing. This Den of Nerds art video, and I highly recommend everybody go watch it because it's very interesting. It's a 23-minute long video. Bob Iger hates George Lucas, Clone Wars, and Anakin Skywalker. Mando and Grogu as a movie is completely Bob Iger. That was Bob Iger was like, no, take season 4 and turn it into a movie. We need a movie. Pedro Pascal will be in Mandalorian and Grogu without his helmet on for 10 consecutive minutes. Which I believe that too, because that's one of the things that Pedro has apparently been complaining about, is that he has to wear the helmet. I know, like, I really like the fact that he always wears the helmet because I can pretend that it's not Pedro.
Well, a lot of times it's not. A lot of times it's the Duke's grandson.
Yeah, I can watch it and be like, this is John Wayne's blood out there. It's just that his beta voice comes through. Bob Iger killed the Kenobi movie, and then Bob Chapek double killed it, and they turned it into a series by slashing the budget. So they're saying Kenobi was supposed to be a movie. Rise of Skywalker and J.J. Abrams' return was entirely Bob Iger. That after I believe that one. I believe that after The Last Jedi and the way everybody was dogpiling, he was just like, no.
That was Bob Iger being Mr. Doback and saying, fix the drywall right bleeping now.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, I mean, who was it that they had originally had attached to direct the last movie?
Colin Trevorrow.
And then he made some other movie that didn't do well. Then all of a sudden he left the project, which constantly happens.
Stick, I think.
Which one?
No, it was
that was
the Life of Henry. I think it was
The Life of Henry, that Zac Efron movie, right?
He had also been heavily pushing to reunite everybody somehow, and then she told him no, so then he just did it in Jurassic Park.
Let's see. We've also got KK wanted Ray and Luke to be the primary focus. Iger wanted the Jake Skywalker stuff. Darth Bane series, Old Republic trilogy. Bob Iger killed the scripts. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much all of it.
I'm skeptical of some of that last stuff too.
I could see, like with the Darth Bane stuff and things like that, I could just see Bob Iger being like, no more. Like after Solo and after The Rise of Skywalker both lost money, I could see them scaling it back. But then again, how did The Acolyte get approved for a $300 million budget?
I do believe that he squashed Darth Bane because allegedly, Matt Smith got paid to be in Rise of Skywalker, and as the story goes, he was like, "What is this? I don't know if this is. No one's gonna know what this is. Cut this crap out."
Mm-hmm.
Let's also not forget Let's also not forget we live in a timeline here post Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and one of the biggest criticisms of that film was that there was a Kathleen Kennedy self-insert character in there. So this is falling apart more and more you think about it, you know.
We got
Wait,
Willow.
so was Matt Smith going to be Darth Bane?
No, I'm pretty
I thought
sure
he was
that
going to be young Palpatine.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
There's supposed to be a whole bunch of there's supposed to be a whole bunch of ties allegedly to Mortis and Bob Iger's like, no one knows what that is. Get rid of this crap.
Mm-hmm. I mean, should have just done George's scripts, right? Like, how much worse could they have been?
Worse.
You really think it would have been worse if they had done George's scripts about the Wills?
No, well, okay.
Well, yeah.
Let me rephrase.
Midi-chlorians the movie?
Not necessarily worse than the sequel trilogy that we got, but I'm not convinced that Lucas's treatments would have been great either. Some of the stuff that was talked about there would have made the fan base equally angry, especially when you start talking about Darth Talon.
Oh, he was going to have Darth Talon in it?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's been obsessed with her ever since he first saw the artwork. He's tried to shove her into multiple different projects, and it's like you're once again screwing with the timeline and not having any idea of what you're trying to do there. And then he starts talking about how he was going to go macrobiotic and show what was going on inside the midichlorians and what life forms were actually controlling everything, which I think he was alluding to the Wills, but that is way out there for a casual audience. If you don't know a lot of lore about Star Wars, you're going to be completely lost.
Yeah.
It would have been Inner Space with Dennis Quaid and Martin Short.
Yep.
I also think they grossly underestimated the love of the prequels because yes, I do think there was a generational split there. Younger kids like the prequels. And that was their Star Wars. And when they got older, they don't really like it when people poop on the prequels. And I think that them and the Clone Wars helped rehabilitate how a lot of people look at the prequels. So when you sit down and go, this was that, it's repulsive to a lot of
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace is the worst thing ever made by a human.
I had a lot of problems with the prequels when they came out, and there's still a lot that I would critique about them. I think there is a better story that could be told with pretty much the same parts, but
we saw it in the novelization.
Yeah, and it's like we've talked about this before. I kind of shocked the chat the other day because somebody was wailing on Attack of the Clones, and it's actually my favorite of the prequels. And I know that's a very minority opinion.
That just shocked me right now.
I love Attack of the Clones. I think it's a wonderful movie. Revenge of the Sith actually left me depressed afterwards. I left the theater feeling very down, and I think a lot of that was because at the time I thought it was the last one. We're never going to get another Star Wars movie again, and I think that colored my perception of it when it came out. I can recognize it now as it's a really great tragedy. It really is a great ending to that series, but that's not the way I interpreted it when I first saw it. I think that getting time to digest them actually did help the prequel trilogy quite a lot.
Yeah. No, I look, I think time was the greatest friend of the prequel trilogy, especially when we got the sequel trilogy and people started to realize, oh no, what did we have that we now no longer do?
Well, and a lot of it, I mean, one of the points that I've made in the past is that so much of what we take as the canon lore for the EU actually came out of the comic books. I think a lot of the greatest stuff that was ever actually created for Star Wars came out of Dark Horse. And so if you could get a bunch of those guys together again, that's who I'd want to put together as a team to start trying to fix this mess if you were ever going to do it. But I think that ship is long past sailed at this point.
I agree. So yeah, honestly, there's three sides to every story. There's one side, the other side, and then the truth. And I think that the truth of this Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy situation, you have the Kathleen Kennedy's entirely at fault. You have the Bob Iger's entirely at fault. I think they both share some fault. I think it lies somewhere in the middle. I do not agree with people on X that are like, we all owe Kathleen Kennedy an apology. I'm like, no, we do not.
Now, Let me ask you a question though, because there are rumors that they are restoring the original print and planning to bring that out. Um, there's other hints that they are starting to look back at the original trilogy. Do you think that they are starting to bend and potentially try and start catering back to the core fans?
No. No, I
You
think when the Eye of Sauron turns towards something, it's not a good thing. I think it's, hey, why don't we fix this and make this better for, for new fans, for modern fans.
I don't think she'll be around long enough. I think this is sheer desperation.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter whether she's there in the official role or not. Whoever takes over for her, whether it's Filoni and that other lady as co-heads of the studio, they're just going to keep doing her stuff. It's the same thing with whoever's going to take over Iger.
I think this is more of a, we have no money and we need money. So they can't F with it too much because now there's no ability to get any money from anyone anywhere. And I think they're starting to realize that once you screw up, once you screw up an IP, especially this badly, it gets increasingly harder for fans to go backwards and want to watch the things that they love because that they know that the ending is not good. And once you know how the story ends, it's real hard to think about the good times. I'll break it down like this. O.J. Simpson is one of the greatest running backs of all time. We don't talk about O.J. anymore because we know how that ended. So going back, and it's getting real hard to go back and watch the original trilogy without having to go, but this happens.
One way or another, the Ford Bronco's coming.
Yep. That slow chase is that interrupts the Knicks game, and you're a Knicks fan, hoping to God that they can finally win a championship because
And one of the greatest rounds of golf ever, too.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Michael Jordan's retired, and then this stupid Bronco chase happens, and then you get it all ruined anyway in a few weeks because Patrick Ewing can't dunk a stupid basketball.
How
Marv
much
has no
of the
idea what any of that
re-release of the original is just because George doesn't want it?
Yeah, I'm sure that's there
half
too.
the reason.
Fight against
Look
George. I mean, you never know.
Look at it this way too. We just had the Revenge of Sith re-release earlier this year, and they yoinked that thing when it was still making money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't want to celebrate them.
They
just
yoinked it when it was
float some bills.
They yoinked it when it was still making money because it was competing against their other picture, and they didn't want to be embarrassed by the fact that a 20-year-old film was beating the pants off of their new release.
Since The Rise of Skywalker, I have not watched a Star Wars movie save for the one time that I watched Revenge of the Sith with Lorne and Nolan.
I am in the same boat, except that I also saw The Phantom Menace when they re-released it in theaters.
Okay.
You know, I get that, I do, but you can't let somebody take away the things you love.
I get that as well. It's just, it's kind of hard not to. I think that the way you end something is the most important thing in storytelling. The ending has to land because that's what makes when knowing the destination is what makes replayability or rereadability or whatever it is worth it. Because I have never been able to go back and watch How I Met Your Mother again because I know where I can't enjoy the journey because I know where it's going. I can't enjoy Star Wars now because I know it's going to end with Luke Skywalker drinking green milk and dying on a rock.
Sometimes it's a little different because you can't look at Star Wars the same way you would look at, I don't know, maybe like Psycho and Psycho 2. Right? Sometimes you go, oh, this is just a terrible sequel that never should have been made, so I'm not going to pay any attention to it. And I still get to love Psycho. It's because it's so interconnected. It's like, it's like part of why you love the original trilogy is it's this continuous story that's bringing you on this emotional journey. And then we go back to the prequels, and you feel how you feel about them, but it's not terrible. And again, you're on this super emotional journey that ends in a fantastic crescendo. but then you get what you got, and now you're like,
But
and they go out of their way to punish you for enjoying the old stuff.
Mm-hmm. I will say, we recently found out that at Disney World, they are going to be doing a photo meet and greet with Chewbacca in the Life Day outfit. And I think I might need to go get a picture with that.
That'd be cool.
One of my main
Morris is
coffee
gonna
mugs
hate
is
it.
my Life Day coffee mug.
Only if they have somebody dressed up as Princess Leia singing the Life Day song.
Which is just the Star Wars theme with words.
Yep.
Not only that, though, like, you want to talk about things that they're doing just to piss off George? That might be one of them, too. Because George
I've
has
heard
said
before he had considered putting that on the Blu-ray release.
I remember once he said if he could go around and find every bootleg copy and smash it with a baseball bat, he would.
Yeah, I don't believe George when he says he was totally uninvolved with that, because there are too many things in it
They
that
introduced
reference
Boba
his
Fett.
old work.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got some super chats. We got that one already. You and Cumia joined or gifted one Tooney Town TV membership. Thank you very much, you and Cumia. William Schweikert for $5 says Lauren Connor and panel. Star Trek 4 and the premiere of Deep Space Nine have one thing in common: the starship Saratoga got orders and saw Saratoga disabled on screen. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He would know better than I would. If he's saying it, then it's true.
WW Pro was checking in the panel. Says Lauren, I hope you're feeling better.
Quite a bit better this evening than I was even this morning, and much better than last night. So yeah.
And then Pro joined the channel on the Tooney Town tenant member level.
Yay!
So welcome to the channel, Pro. I think it was just because he didn't like seeing his name not in green. But Regina Sharp for $5 says Lucas's working title for the sequel trilogy, The Midichlorians and the Willows. Might have been Midichlorians the movie. Then let's see, Regina Sharp for another $5 says in Star Wars Iger Kennedy, we don't care if it's the first act of Henry V. We're leaving the Star Wars audience. And let's see, Liquid Fox for $2 Canadian says just do what I do with JP. Only 2 movies are canon. Jurassic Park, yeah. Alan, you don't like that? Alan,
That's the first thing I always think of when I think of JP3 every time.
First thing anyone thinks about. If you say Jurassic Park 3 in any room, somebody will do the Alan. Regina Sharp also checking in for $5 and says, I saw an audio animatronic at Home Depot that was Life Day Chewy for what?
What?
Hold on. HomeDepot.com. I gotta look this up.
I know they've got one for R2. I hadn't seen the Chewy one.
Chewbacca. This is real. All right, now I see there's Chewie with a Santa hat, but it's not Life Day. They've got a Chewie, they've got a Darth Vader. They got a 7.5 foot tall Chewie, a 7 foot tall Darth Vader, and a 6 foot tall Stormtrooper. But Chewie is just wearing a Santa hat and a candy cane. It is not Life Day. If he was wearing that red robe and holding that globe, I would be like, Tooney Town TV's over. I have to go to Home Depot.
Live stream from Home Depot.
Yeah.
Honestly, it can't be that hard to make a red robe to put on it.
Lauren, why are you trying to give me extra work to do? Just buy like a red Snuggie or something like that, and then just.
I think the hard part would be the 7 feet. That's going to be the tricky part, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you could do it.
Yeah. Sew 2 of them together.
You're going to confuse everybody in your neighborhood. But
Oh no, a 7.5 foot animatronic doesn't go outside. A $350 animatronic stays inside.
Yes, of course. It makes much more sense to have a 7 foot tall animatronic Chewbacca in a Life Day robe with a globe in your house. That's way more logical.
It's not for other people's consumption, Lorne. It's for my personal enjoyment. They can have the giant inflatable Christmas lawn ornament.
I've got enough stuff in my living room that I know when people come in and they've never been to my place before that they're going to look at it and suddenly start wondering things about me. You have a 7-foot-tall Wookiee in a robe, and I promise you, it's going to be a good way to get listeners to stay away.
Especially if it's one of those motion activated ones.
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you guys do? You guys go nuts on your houses for Christmas decorations?
No.
No,
I prefer Halloween decorations.
I'm doing so much baking with the kids that I just don't have time to decorate the house, other than the inside stuff.
Yeah, this is the first year that, I've had like my own like house to decorate. So I'm like very excited. But I don't think I'm gonna hang lights. I think I'm gonna do so my parents discovered their cheat code a couple years back where they just have like an electric like little like lamp thing on the lawn that like puts lights on the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that seems like a lot better than actually getting up there on a ladder and killing myself.
I do always respect the people in the neighborhood that like transmit low power on an FM frequency and sync their lights to what they're transmitting and stuff like that. I love those guys.
Kev, do you ever dress up the La Casa de Apollo?
I try to. It seems like every other year I get derailed because I would go to replace my Christmas lights and somehow my mother-in-law has made them disappear, so they have to use her old stuff. And I'm like, it's my house, I want my lights. But we'll see. I think this year I'm going to make a power play. I love real Christmas trees. They do not. So I've been sitting and waiting, like I'm trying to cause some kind of trade blockade. I think it's time to strike with a real tree that will go up the second Santa makes his way down the Thanksgiving Day parade, and then I'm going to go nuts because I love the Christmas. However, I cannot abide by this constant disrespect of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is the herald of the Christmas season. We need to make Thanksgiving great again. I am so sick and tired of these Halloween weirdos acting like they're entitled to a children's holiday. You're a bunch of grown-ass adults. Sit down. Let the kids have their fun. No, just because it's September, it doesn't mean that they go, it's spooky season. No, it's shut the hell up season. I'm here for Thanksgiving. It's one bloody day. It's one bloody day. It's not an excuse for you to get dressed up Saturday night and play with dry ice. It's for the kids. Oh, and by the way, Halloween was better when it got dark and the time changed the week before Halloween. Now we got a bunch of sissies wandering around in broad daylight, getting trick-or-treats out of stupid trunks instead of going the doors.
And what happened to Mischief Night?
Well,
there's no Mischief Night anymore. Nobody goes out the night before Halloween egging stuff anymore. A bunch of pansies is what I say.
Listen. So I know we like to keep the language mild here. But Mischief Night, if you're Mischief Nighting, you're an asshole. And you deserve to get your butt kicked. You do not dare throw a damn egg at my house. Just because you will find out that there are still some people who were born before the year 2000 who have no problem whooping a child's ass. You keep your eggs in the carton where they belong. Don't even pretend. And if you're gonna get some toilet paper and want to throw it in the tree, you better follow it up with some Preparation H because you know where the TP's going.
That rant was such a weird mix of Archie Bunker and Paul Lynde.
I actually kind of want to throw an egg at your house now.
I would just like to say I agree with that more than you probably think I would, because like it's spooky season for me, but like I don't do the whole like dressing up. Like no, I just want like to cozy up, have my little scary movies, eat my little candy, and like be done with it. Like I'm not looking to put on a whole Rocky Horror Picture Show production.
At least Halloween mostly stays in the month of October, unlike Mariah Carey trying to start as soon as November.
That queen can do what she wants, Nolan. She can do what she wants.
Let Mariah Carey out of her mum raw tomb on Black Friday, where she belongs. She can come out on Black Friday.
Her
That's
and Michael
when you start
Bublé.
playing Christmas music.
Well, yeah, because you need the Christmas music to trample each other to.
I won't stand for this Mariah Carey slander. So you're all on notice.
Kelly.
Spirits of Christmas.
Look, I typically I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays. I'm hosting it this year. I get to cook this year. I'm very excited. I typically will start watching Christmas media and probably put the tree up early because I like the tree to be up on Thanksgiving for when guests show up. Because then they get to be like, "Ooh, look at your tree." But I will not put anything out in front of the public until Thanksgiving. That is my solemn vow.
That's how I feel about Christmas music. Like, if I want to listen to it, that's one thing. But because I look at it as if it were the reverse, I would be very resentful. So I just don't do that to other people.
My Spotify playlist algorithm always gets messed up by Christmas because after Thanksgiving, I go hard on the Christmas stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which means from like January on, if I want to listen to Dean Martin, I'm getting his Christmas music. Like, just Spotify, look, catch the drift here. I want Sway. I don't want Baby It's Cold Outside.
I think we're also forgetting something very important. That it's really my birthday. That's the last national holiday before Christmas. Not Thanksgiving.
Well done.
So
well done.
My birthday should be the mark of delineation.
We will do the Trish birthday show again this year.
I mean, my birthday is not on a
what am I, chopped liver?
Thursday.
No, but we did it last year and I liked it.
Chopped liver. No, Kevin, I'll share my birthday show with you. And Lauren, we're all November babies.
Cool.
So,
Virgos.
And culture?
Culture's a November baby as well.
I'm the only Sagittarius, though. I think y'all are not.
So's my son.
Nice.
This is so exciting. All of these
feel
non-November babies over here.
It's the November World Order.
The NWO. I love it.
You know what that means? Most of us were conceived on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Valentine's babies.
I was only 3 days late, so.
See, I was 2 months early, so it doesn't apply for me, but for everybody else.
I was a month late.
Wow.
That's the thing they don't let happen anymore.
No.
My theory was the year I was born, it was actually legitimately Thanksgiving. Like, I was supposed to be born November 26th, and it was Thanksgiving that year. And I have like a twofold theory. One is I was like, I ain't sharing my day. I waited until the very first day that it can no longer be Thanksgiving because my birthday can never mathematically fall on Thanksgiving. 28th can, 29th can't. And my other theory was that I was just like really bloated and just didn't want to move in the womb. And I was just like, nah, this is too much effort.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. I'm just going to chill out here. Because, Thanksgiving dinner.
Tryptophan. Even delivered through an umbilical cord.
That's right.
So you guys were talking about Christmas trees. We've got a tradition in the Stone House where we get a real tree every year. And then after Christmas is over, we take it down. I take it out back, trim it down, and let the wood dry. And that's the wood we use for the first fire the next year.
Oh, that's
a cool idea.
That sort of thing.
I like that, Martin.
The tradition in my house is if I work on January 2nd, by the time I come home, all decorations are just gone. It might as well be the first week of November in my house. It's like Christmas never happened. If I left it to your own devices, it'd be over January 1st.
I want to know what the tree did to you, Martin. You cut it down, you bring it inside, you hold it up in effigy for a month, let it dry out, carry it outside, lop off its limbs, let it dry out even more, and then set it on fire.
Martin is Christmas tree jigsaw.
I'm the same way as you though, Kev. Like I'm even more hardcore than that. Like I am I am like super into Christmas until Christmas. And then I wake up on December the 26th and I walk out of my room and I look and I go, what's this tree still doing here?
It's not over until New Year's Day.
I want to.
Thank you.
I keep it up until Little Christmas, personally. So
I'm with Marvin. I do the same thing. I'll even take it down on the day once all of the gifts are open.
Well, I won't do that.
You guys, 12th night?
I want to do nothing.
what a Scroogey thing for you to want to do for somebody who has been into Christmas since November 1st.
Bless me, bagpipes.
Like, really, when you think about it, it's like the day comes and you're like, I'm over it. It's
No.
like, wow, what a 180.
Honestly, I think I figured it out because it's been this way since I was a kid. I think I'm like almost depressed because it's now like the longest period of time until there's more Christmas.
So you think you would want the tree to stay up just to like cling?
No, because I'm not one of those people that does that, Trish. I think it's I feel
mean,
like
evidently.
I feel like it's mocking me at that point.
Well, the weird thing though is like you look back at Christmas Carol, and you know how at the end Scrooge is talking about how they did it all in one night. They could do that. He's talking about the extended Christmas celebrations, like 12th night and things like that. In fact, in the book, when he goes off to, I presume, Wales, where he's with a bunch of miners, and they're all celebrating and singing songs, that's supposed to be a 12th night ceremony. That's not Christmas Eve. So the ghosts take him through the entire Christmas season, not just the day.
Interesting. Huh. I never thought about that. I know I'm gonna try to get to Horror Nights one more time, and then after that, I'm so beyond done with Halloween at this point.
Oh,
I hate Halloween so much. I've done so much Halloween. I'm gonna go to a haunted house that I've already been to several times and do it again. I hate it so much.
No, it's not that I hate Halloween. It's not that I hate Halloween. It's that I'm sick of it by the time we get to Halloween.
Okay, but the way Lauren frames it, it's kind of like that episode of the new DuckTales where Scrooge pretends like he hates Christmas so he can hang out with the ghosts of Christmas.
Oh, you know what? Horror Nights it's a time for me to go hang out with one of my really good friends who, like, that's like the season where we go do something at least once a week because we're always going to Horror Nights. So, but I'm wondering if we're going to actually get trick-or-treaters though, because like it's going to be our first Halloween like in this neighborhood, but like I don't know if people actually do that anymore, like going around to people's houses and ringing doorbells.
They do in my neighborhood.
If they're not doing it, you should do it. Go around and ring random people's doorbells. See what happens.
dressed as the monster.
Oh boy. All right, so we do have a Marvel story to discuss real quick. Actually, let me.
Marvel's still a thing, huh?
Well,
barely.
You and Kunya, by the way, gifted 5 Tooney Town TV memberships. Thank you so much.
Woo!
That puts our that puts us up to $100. So that is 1/3 of the way to our goal. So we'll see if we can make that tonight or not. Get that Q&A. So over at Marvel, this was an interesting one. Nerdrotic. This one is over from geeksandgamers.com, written by yours truly. Gary Buechler, Nerdrotic, has claimed that She-Hulk and Captain Marvel will not be in Marvel's Avengers Doomsday. So this is,
Do you guys hear that? It's a sound of no one caring.
The sort of sound of indifference.
Like,
I don't know. I thought that this was a step in the right direction. But
yeah,
again,
it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, technically you're right. Technically you're right, because who cared about them? But
There's a difference between making something better, though, and making it not worse.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good.
That's fair. That's a good way of putting it.
Very good point. So the article here says YouTube star and pop culture commentator Gary Buechler, known to his massive audience online as Nerdrotic, has made a major claim about Marvel Studios' upcoming ensemble film Avengers Doomsday. According to Buechler's posts on X, neither She-Hulk nor Captain Marvel will appear in the highly anticipated crossover film, signaling what could be a significant shift in Marvel's casting and direction after years of fan division and box office quotes. There are his 2 quotes. There is no She-Hulk in Avengers Doomsday. There is no Brie Larson Captain Marvel in Avengers Doomsday. So that's not shocking to me. I will tell you guys, though, we have a second follow-up story coming up on Geeks and Gamers tomorrow morning about this, because I actually had a chance to speak to Gary about this today, and he offered me some more information. So that's going to be coming. I can't spoil it. It's going to be 7:30 a.m. tomorrow on geeksandgamers.com. So make sure you guys check that out.
Nice. Breathing rare air there, buddy.
Yeah, it was. I tried to be cool. But inside I was like, oh my god. But yeah, anyway, are you guys shocked by this? Are you surprised that they are not jamming Brie Larson and Tatiana Maslany down everyone's throats?
Yes.
This isn't shocking
Actually.
at all.
No, I'm surprised. I'm not like shocked. I'm shocked in the sense that it's like, first of all, they're cramming everybody into it. So it's like, okay, this is random. But then the other thing is like, it feels sort of like they're pseudo listening. Like, oh, or I guess didn't She-Hulk have something to say about something to say? And maybe they're mad at her.
Yeah, she did.
But
she told everyone to cancel Disney Plus.
Yeah, okay. Well, her then
we had
she's
heard,
not surprising.
We had seen concept art of her in this movie, and we had seen we had heard rumors that she was 100% in it. Now we're hearing that she's not in it, and that's very possible that could have happened kind of last minute, because as we know, they did not film this with a completed script.
So I guess the thing for me is like the Brie Larson one, because she's been pretty quiet, hasn't she? Just kind of.
She has been exceptionally quiet,
doing her own thing, and
that is called wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see when there was somebody asked her in an interview recently? She was sitting there, and the interviewer started to ask her about toxic Marvel fans, and her publicist practically dove between them like a slow motion, like saving someone from a bank robber. Like it, and literally Brie Larson's response was, "What do you expect me to say to that?" Like she would not play ball with it.
Right.
So she has learned to not attack the fans, I think. Tatiana Maslany has not learned this. She was attacking the fans a month ago.
There have been some moments where Brie Larson has said things. I'm like, maybe she's starting to mature as a professional. Because acting is about being the best person to get people in seats and sell popcorn, right?
Right.
So, maybe she's starting to understand the game, because she had a lot of success early on, and I think that sort of thing can poison the mind.
Well, and maybe it's time that you start treating the audience like they're your customers and not like they are your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be maybe that she saw Rachel Zegler and had a moment of self-awareness and realized, oh, that's obnoxious.
I think what happened was her agents saw the box office for the Marvels and were like, you need to cut it out if you want to have any kind of career. Has she done anything really since the Marvels? Anything of note?
She started that YouTube channel.
Anything of note?
She did yoga on it.
I think she was in a play. I don't know how notable the play was, but I think I remember hearing that she was in a play.
Yeah, that's really lighting the world on fire. So was Rachel Zegler.
I'm gonna quote one of my favorite people. What difference does it make? Who cares? Who cares? This movie is going to suck.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's going to suck. They dragged Iron Deficiency Man out of retirement because he can't make movies that people want to see. They dragged the Russos back because the Russos can't make movies that people want to see. And they're like, if we throw them all together and trick everybody into remembering the good old days, and we all know, anytime someone sits down and goes, it's time to bring back the old magic, that means the magic is gone. It ain't gonna happen.
You don't want to restore the feeling, Kev?
That's right. No, because the feeling's gone. It's it's almost like longing for wanting to step on a nail that required you to get a tetanus shot. It's time to move on.
We were talking on Midnight's Edge in the morning the other day about how there were like rumors that like, oh well if if like Sony, for example, bought Warner Brothers, which they won't do, they work with Marvel a lot. So could we actually see a Marvel versus DC movie? And I said, no. Who cares? Because who wants to see Superman fight Captain Falcon America and Captain Marvel? Nobody wants to see that. You don't have Iron Man. You don't have Captain America. You've neutered the Hulk and Thor. You don't have the ability to do a Marvel versus DC movie that anyone actually wants to see. It is the WCW invasion of the WWF. It is you waited all these years to see Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and Goldberg and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall come in and fight Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and all of these other guys, and what you got was Buff Bagwell for a night, The Undertaker killing DDP, and Chuck Palombos and stuff like that. Like you didn't get the A-list.
Chuck Palumbo.
That's what it would be like. What was that, Kev?
Chuck Palumbo was awesome.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not the same as seeing Hogan.
Jungle Kick.
But yeah, does anyone think a Marvel versus DC film would actually generate any excitement anymore? Because I personally don't.
I don't. I think the egos. No, not the egos. I think the whole thing would be lawyered to death.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If they actually did the amalgam universe, maybe.
Yeah.
That was cool. I loved that crossover comic where you got to vote. But I mean, the matchups were stacked. There were only like three or four fights where you were like, we don't know who's going to win this one, because otherwise, like Spider-Man versus Superboy, who's voting for Superboy in that scenario? Wolverine versus Lobo, who is voting for Lobo, even though Lobo probably should have beaten.
Well, Lobo should have turned him into a Canadian stew.
I think the only one that actually like surprised me was Wonder Woman versus Storm.
Not with the X-Men's popularity at the time.
Yeah, but the ones that I thought had
metal bracelets can't block lightning.
Yeah, the ones that I thought were close were Superman and the Hulk, Captain America versus Batman, and Aquaman versus Namor.
Aquaman versus Namor was absurdly incorrect.
Who ended up with Aquaman one, right?
Aquaman just dropped the whale on Namor.
Yeah, which should not have worked.
Namor would have exploded through the top of that whale like a champagne cork exploding off of a bottle.
Robin versus Jubilee, they just ended up making out. Was it? Yeah, you had Shazam, Captain Marvel versus Thor. You had Quicksilver versus the Flash, which obviously everyone knows the Flash is going to win that one. Trying to remember what other ones there were. Superman versus the Hulk was the one where I was like, I legitimately don't know who's going to win this one. And then Batman versus Captain America. Technically, Batman wins.
Yes, it ends in a draw, but technically, Batman wins.
Batman knocks him out with the Batarang and then saves him.
Yes, although, I think Steve hits his head on a pipe or something. But technically, Steve would have shoved that Batarang up his bat butt.
Yeah.
Steve wears a helmet.
What happens is the sewer that they're fighting in floods, and as it floods, Batman hits him in the head with the Batarang, and then dives under the water and saves it. So,
well, I was a Batman guy, so I mean, I'll take the win, I guess.
I think the actual matchup that I would have preferred to have seen would have been Batman and Daredevil.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Daredevil wasn't anywhere near popular enough at the time, though.
Exactly, you couldn't have put him against Batman.
So I'm assuming not as much of a comic guru as you two are. They didn't do like a Batman v Spider-Man. I think that would have been fascinating.
They did a crossover with Batman and Spider-Man once. They did like
that I'm aware of.
back then they used to actually do crossover comics, and they're doing one right now. They're doing Batman and Deadpool right now.
Yeah. Well, that's desperation, and we still have the promise of another big crossover. They stopped doing crossovers because no one liked Quesada over at the DC side.
Right. I'm not shocked by that. I remember. Do you remember the Superman Fantastic Four crossover?
Yes, I have it.
It's a great one where he becomes the Herald of Galactus.
Oh, that's cool. I hadn't seen
Y'all
that.
remember the Superman Muhammad Ali crossover?
Yes.
Yeah. So Superman goes to the Marvel Universe because there's apparently reason why he thinks that Galactus may have destroyed Krypton.
But he's told
the Galactus. Yeah. But when he goes to confront Galactus gives him the power cosmic and brainwashes him and turns him into a herald.
Huh.
He's gold.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Anything else come through? Nope. All right. You guys want to call it early tonight? Because I'm about tapped on topics and I'm exhausted. So
sounds good to me.
All right. Well, Martin Stone, then why don't you tell the folks where they can find out more about you and what you're up to?
Well, I am doing stuff with Trish, Nolan, and Hangry Table. We're the Lost Guys. And this month is dedicated to Halloween-themed episodes.
Spooky season!
I will not say that.
Yeah, no.
I'm just doing it to mess with Kevin.
We just recorded Paul Lynn's Halloween special featuring Kiss and Donnie and Marie for some reason. Because it's 70s, I guess.
Variety show team-ups.
But I thought this one might break Nolan's brain, but he loved it.
Ooh.
He wants to see more.
It was weird. Very weird.
But he was saying he wanted to see more of these old specials.
Oh, we should get together and just watch old variety shows.
Yes.
Nolan, what do you got going on over there on your channel and that game?
Right now, I don't have any big announcements for my personal channel at Nolan Thunder. I talk about internet mysteries and video game mysteries, the whatnot. Check it out. But yeah, on that gameplay, we're going to have a stream this Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we also have a new video dropping tomorrow morning about a lot of different debates going on right now about are Xbox products being taken off of store shelves, such as Walmart and Target. There's been a statement made officially in regards to the matter, but not everyone in the gaming sphere is buying it. So be on the lookout. That should be dropping around 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Lauren, what do you got happening over there?
Kevin and I were discussing what we're doing on the show tomorrow. I believe it's unresolved cliffhangers for TVs and movies. So that's what our show is going to be tomorrow night.
Oh, let's talk about Angel.
That's cool.
Good choice.
Yeah. Kevin Apollo, anything you got to plug?
What Lauren said.
Exactly what Lauren said. Trish, what you got going on?
What Martin said.
Well, Martin said, all right, cool. All right, guys, make sure you check out geeksandgamers.com tomorrow morning for a new article from more stuff that we learned from Nerdrotic about what's going on with Avengers Doomsday. Make sure you're keeping it to That Park Place and geeksandgamers.com every single day for all of your movies, TV, comic book, video game, theme park news. And make sure you keep your eye on the channel because we've got some new stuff coming out very, very soon. So from all of us here at the Tooney Town channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here!
Thank you, everyone, for tonight. This has been such an amazing week. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for the amazing cast. Thank you, Stacey. This was so wonderful. Have a great night.
Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you!
I suppose you want me to say thank you. But you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing. Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks. For what?
Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you!
And viewers like you. Thank you.